its surroundings, next to a busy road, lies a typical French house that has been forgotten about since the year 2009. Inside, everything is trapped in time and still in a state like the day it got abandoned was yesterday. For the past century, this charming home had been in the ownership of the family Vieren, a typical French family who lived a very modest lifestyle. Mrs. Vieren was the last inhabitant who sadly passed away, leaving it dormant. The frozen rooms in this place tell novels about their former times and are a gateway into their past lives. Unfortunately, French property taxes are too high in comparison to home prices. That's why nobody ever bothered to give this place a new life. Come with us on this adventure through their charming estate and let's uncover their life's story.
Welcome back everybody to the Bros of DK. We have another very special episode for you here today in France, but it's raining really harshly. This is the outside of the mansion that we are filming here today. It will now take you quickly inside because I'm getting completely wet and probably the camera as well. So welcome, welcome. Oh, I'm excited to show you yet another beautiful abandoned place. People at home. The rain is really harsh at the moment. It was even just thundering like a few moments ago, so excuse me if you hear that during the video, but it's just Mother Nature calling out. We're standing here today in the house of Mrs. Raymonde. Raymonde, yeah, I don't really know, but it sounds like a man's name, but it's actually a woman's name. And this woman lived here until 2004 when she passed away. We are now entering into the house, into the cozy dining area. I'm gonna close up this door behind us to give it that serene, housey feeling. I love this door actually. And the curtains that's next to her, they are next to here. They're very beautiful, the flowers on there. And I really like the style of this home. This home has been built around 80 to 100 years ago, and you can really see the French touches coming back everywhere in the house. First off, have a look at that ceiling. Those wooden beams, thick wooden beams, where now the water is dripping from because it's raining outside, they're just wonderful. Now completely covered with spiderwebs up there after 16 years of abandonment. And even the mold is starting to grow on there. And then the more French touches, like the chandelier with the little curtain above here. The dining table underneath. The checkers set still there. Mrs. Raymonde used to play here together with some friends. Here, her purse is left behind. Beautiful leather purse that's hanging back like we found it. And even one last flower is on the table. It's dripping like water in here because it's raining outside. Let's see what's in there. Oh, there are some buttons. Some more letters. Wow, the mold in this little thing is very, very present. And I want to show you. Here we see the name. Mademoiselle R. Vieren. That was her name. And the R stands for Raymonde. These were her glasses of the lady. And I hear you wondering, what happened to her man or to her fiancé? And he unfortunately passed away at a very young age. So she has been in this place for a very, very long time on her own. She had one child, but he, of course, he or she, I don't actually know, moved out a long time ago. So presumably Mrs. Raymonde has been in this place alone for 40 years or more. That's very, very sad. Over here, you can see her man. You can see he was already a little bit gray, so 40 years might be a bit exaggerated, but he passed away around the age of 60, I believe. And here we have a child that might have been their child. It seems like it was a boy. More papers. Wow. What a fascinating artifact left here. Combs and everything. More papers, and here it says again, this letter is from 1986, Mem Vieren Raymonde. Look at all the plates that are covering the walls over here. Porcelain plates. Very wonderful, and I love this one actually the most. Lots of colors in there, lots of happiness, lots of joy. Lovely piece. Underneath it, we have the television, where she used to watch the TV on. Even some towels and everything still in here. Handkerchiefs. How do you call this in American English? Because I can only pronounce handkerchiefs. That's the very English name for it. Even a new set of slippers still left here. Love all the artifacts that are on here. Some candle holders, lots of candles. Wow. Little piece of Santa. And then we have this side of the room where she used to sit back in the day. This was her chair to drink some coffee and to spend most of the time of the day in. Maybe even some knitting here to the side. We can see a knitting box. Still some supplies in there. Wow. Again on the wall, more plates. And then in the corner of the room, a fascinating Vacher-Billet wall clock. Completely gold-plated clock face. Does this still open? There's normally a little latch that you need to open, and then you can open the clock face itself and reveal its beauty. Wow, last time, 6:10 in the evening. Even if, wow. If we go further over here to this room, this was her washing, her bathroom, her everything, where she washed some dishes. As you can see, we still have some dishes left behind, some spoons and everything. Even some knobs down there. You can see here the washing soap in the bottle. Oh my God, that's dirty. That's really dirty. A microwave, a steam pot, all the things. And this was our very, very small bathtub, as you can see. The towels that she last used were still here. If I stand next to it, you can see how small this bathtub actually is. It's very, very low to the ground. But that's how it used to be back in the day. Wow. A few more things here. And to the end of it, it's the toilet. Don't look into the toilet. No. But there's the boilers right behind it. Oh my God. There are all these white spiders hanging from the ceiling. Oh my God. That's because of the mold, actually. I think I just hit my hair into one of those spiders. Okay, let's head back to the kitchen. Look over here, William. We have another picture with some children on there. It seems to be a picture from the 60s or 70s or maybe earlier. Wow. This might have been Mademoiselle Raymonde back in our young days. These might have been their child. Okay. Very fascinating. More plates and cups and pots all hanging from here. Let me take down one of these. Look at the back. There's no signature on this one, unfortunately. Let's place it back very, very nicely, just like we found it. And I can see here again a little note, a little writing. It says Mademoiselle José on here. Okay. And this one seems to be very, very old, this letter. Very interesting. Her agenda, where she wrote down everything that she needed to do. You can see expenses next to here. 4 euros, 52, 22 euros, 66. And this is for bread, and this is for eggs and stuff like that. So these are the general expenses for the household. Okay, that's this side. And then we have, oh, of course, we are in France. You cannot forget the built-in cabinets, because they are very, very typical for a French house. And this is a very special one. It's very deep, actually. I really like it. With our calendar over here. This one is from 2001, as you can see. There are also a lot of artifacts in here. I was very intrigued by this little package, but I can see that there's some cutlery in there, some spoons, some forks. Very nice silverware, actually. This is not normal silverware. Wow, let's close that up. And then the kitchen area itself with the enormous exhauster behind there. I really like this setup. It's quite fascinating. Here we have the stove, the tea kettle, and everything's still on there. This she used to light up the stove back in the day, but it does not function anymore, unfortunately. All doesn't function anymore. And then the exhauster itself, I really love it. With the plates above it and the wallpaper peeling off. Fascinating kitchen, everybody. Fascinating kitchen. And now it's time to head over to the living space. I have to watch out because the rain is dripping on my face and it's dripping like everywhere. The whole floor is just wet. That's how deteriorated this mansion actually is. I shouldn't call it a mansion because it's only 3 rooms. We're standing now in the 2nd room, and over there is the bedroom, and that's the 3rd room. And there's also an attic that we're gonna show later. But it's not a mansion, it's just a very typical salary woman's French house. But a very nice one actually. First over here, where we're looking at is the exhauster from the other side, because on the other side of it is the exhauster in the kitchen, and of course they bundled it together to just need one chimney. We have this gas stove over here that seems to be completely locked. Very fascinating piece. And yet again, another built-in cabinet into the wall. And this was a little display area. You can see a gas lantern, little tea, little cup over here. This is made in France, in Limoges. That's the south of France. And then we have another chair, a leather chair over here, where Mrs. Raymonde used to sit. And here to the side, we have a little display area with some nice books left behind. The mold is very present on here. Wow, an iron. And up there, there's a little picture. This might have been her. We will never know. Wow. Look over here on the wall, I just noticed it. It's a little wall clock. Again, a very fascinating piece. And above the fireplace over here, if we look, we can see more of those plates, but also one of my favorite items to find in abandoned places. These are irons that you had to heat up on top of a stove. This one is probably not hot enough on the top. It would be mostly used on Liège stoves. And yeah, you could have multiple of these and then you could use them to iron the clothes. I just noticed something. William, what do you think that's behind this doorway?
Which one?
The one down below there. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Oh my god. Okay, are we gonna go in there? You dare to go in there? Otherwise I can go alone. But okay, should I go first?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, let me. You okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Oh my god, there's so much junk in here. Oh my god, it's very difficult to go down here, and I can imagine with a camera it's even more difficult. If you want me, I can take it over.
No,
Okay?
it smells good.
Yeah, it smells really bad in here, but I just want to explore it. Oh. You okay, William? Wow. You can come. Can you come a little bit further, because I want to show something in here. First off, of course, the arched ceiling was very typical for the time, but look down here. It's just a mountain of coal down here. Wow. What did they do with the coal? Because I didn't see a coal stove in the house. Did you? This heater? Might be on coal. Maybe earlier, in the earlier days. Because that was the chute where they would put the coal through and where they would fill up this mountain down there. Wow. We need to go out here because the smell is terrible. There's still some gas in here, I think. Blech. Let's go out of here. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. What an exploration of the basement. But now oh my, this really takes me on my lungs. That smell of the gasoline in there. Yeah, they need to clean this out. Another built-in cabinet on this side with more of these beautiful irons. And as you can see closely, they are also all engraved on the inside. Very fascinating. Let's close this one up. And have a look at this cabinet here to the side. It's literally completely falling apart. If I give it like one push over here, it would probably collapse on that side. I'm of course not going to do that. I have lots of respect for these places. But it's just, you can see how nature takes things over. And all the beautiful glasses are still in here. Wow. Look at this side. These are crystal clear glasses, all neatly stacked, left here for 16 years, ready to fall down at any moment. Pencils where she used to draw with. We have some more letters that we received, some liquor left here. Wow. Plates. Oh my god. I did not do that. Okay, I'm gonna try to. Okay, I should not open this one. Oh my god. Okay, I fixed it, everybody. No worries, but you have to be really careful with this cabinet. As you just saw, I broke off one side of it. Okay, then we have the middle of the room with a wonderful copper chandelier, copper or brass. I'm always not sure what it is. I don't know about this one, but it looks very fascinating. The dining table where the people came together, had dinner. Still some glasses left here. Wow. Also need to show this one, this wonderful cabinet with the curtains in front of it. This is actually very Portuguese, but we sometimes see it in France as well. Carving above there. And then when we enter into it, this is where all the linen would be stored for the table and the bed and all these different things. And this is actually a pillow, what we see above here. A very big, large pillow. You don't see these anymore nowadays. Ooh. Ooh. It's a fancy plate. Crest on here. 1215 it says on there. It seems to be a bit fake. It seems to be fake. Okay. And this was actually the front entrance of the house. I have to watch out because the rain is falling on my face. It's actually the front entrance that has not been opened for a very, very long time, as you can see. Spider webs covering it all over. Ivy growing on it. I love the look of it, how it's taking it all over. Even the key is still in the door. Oh my God. And there are some magazines here to the side. Patron Model. This is a modeling magazine. Oh, this is a knitting magazine actually. How you would need to make clothes. How you could do model clothes, and that costed 50 francs back in the day. So it's actually a very, very old magazine. Probably more than 30 years old. Wow. Look at this. This set. This was to cut meat. You have this fork and then a knife. You could cut meat with it. Fascinating. Down there is a radio. Some plans of hers. And I think she also liked to paint, because we already saw a few paintbrushes all over the place. Some plants. These ones are real. Cognac. Have we already looked in this chest? Am I gonna do it? Yeah, I want to see what's in there. I'm gonna place everything nicely back afterwards, of course. But I want to see what's inside of this chest. Okay, interesting. Got some paintings in here and some certificates. And Ordre National. Wow. And I think these might be some drawings of her. Oh, wow. I really need to take this out. This is gonna be difficult, but I wanna show you what she made. I'm gonna place, of course, everything nicely back at the end. Look in here. Hundreds of artifacts of Mrs. Raymonde, her life. Of course, lots of handwritten letters. We have over here History of Egypt, it says on there, but I can see already some sketches. A boy and a girl. Wow. Wonderful. What's all of this? Look at that. Drawing of a bone. Look at this. There's a drawing of a kitchen table with a candle on top of it. She was definitely an artist of some sort. Fascinating find, actually. Wow. And even a little tube of paint is still left here. Right next to it. I just noticed it on the table. Okay, I'm gonna place this all back, and then we're gonna head over to the last room of this place. Placed everything back nicely, and let's now go further with our tour of the house. But this gives us a little bit more of insight into the life of Mrs. Raymonde, and she most likely had been some sort of an artist, or we saw a lot of sketches of things. Maybe she designed things for companies, we don't know, but it gives us a little bit more insight into her occupation. I can see this cabinet over here to the side, and this is actually an accounting cabinet, very common for French houses. And you can see this one is beautifully designed. There's some gold plating on there. And here, the family would do their accounting on, of course. And above here, got a few more things to show off. A picture of a man, maybe her husband, back in the day. This was actually a bottle where they stored wine inside, as you can see. An ashtray, but not much more. But then, for the last room of this place, the bedroom. A wonderful bedroom, still completely made how it used to be, how Mrs. Raymonde left it behind. There are actually two beds in this room. We have a child's bed to this side, and we have the main bed for Mrs. Raymonde to that side. Maybe she lived together with somebody in here. We don't know. we'll start with the child bed. It's actually, again, a very typical design. These cabinets worked on the right side of the bed. As you can see, wow, deterioration in this place is taking place. Just notice that there is a hole in the roof. But onto the bed again. Excuse me. Coffee grinder here to the side. These are one of the last pictures of her. You can see this was the woman. And here she was together with some friends. Very religious, of course, as well. Jesus Christ over here. Got a picture of her when she was younger. Wow, all the decay on there. And that's actually one of those pillows that I was talking about in the linen cabinet. These very long pillows that we don't see anymore nowadays, but they used to be around all around back in the day. A coat of somebody. Wow. And this looks like they wanted to create a vanity, but they did not succeed fully. Wardrobe. Nothing in there anymore. Except for these hangers. I really like these hangers. Completely made out of wood to keep the clothes straight. We should use these nowadays because they are very much more environmentally friendly and not made of plastic, and just a very fascinating design as well. But who am I? Then we have the side of the bed over here with a cabinet again, wonderfully made. I love, first off, the design of it, with the flowers on it. Then inside of the cabinets, we have a big stack of books. King Carpagne. My French is not good enough, excuse me, I can't read it fully. Oh, glasses in here, glasses in the bedroom. I don't know. Big pot. And then we have another coat of her, an animal fur coat. Oh, love this one. Right next to the bed. Actually a very beautiful bed, pink bed. Wow. Yeah, the scale above it. Thank you for noticing that, William. Even the weights are still to the side here. Only the smallest ones are gone. But look how small these weights are. Wow. They're actually pretty heavy as well. There's one weight still on there. Candles. Another picture of a woman. This is a praying chair right next to the bed. William, I noticed I forgot something over there. Look underneath the vanity. I hope there's nothing in there. This is actually a chamber pot, everybody. In here, you would do your duty at night. Wow, to find something like this, it's really fascinating. And then to finish off, before we go to the attic, because I also want to show the attic, we still have this side of the room. And there are a few very interesting artifacts. First off, here to the side, we got another modern chamber pot, as you can call it. It's a toilet chair. I think the exact name for it is. Wow, completely filled with her clothes in here. Her skirts, her coats, everything is still in this cabinet. And the spider webs are covering it on the top. Look at this. And over here, we have another praying chair. Oh, look over here. It's her name engraved on here. Le Même, Le Mademoiselle Vierre. That's her surname. On the praying chair. We have an umbrella. But what I find fascinating about this one is that there is a sphinx in the top of it. And we also saw a paper in the chest with the history of Egypt. So that might be a link as well. And then we have some appliances here to the side, a lamp. Look how you would connect it. Wow. Here she would sew up all the clothes that were broken. There's most likely a sewing machine underneath here. Oh, it's gone. No sewing machine anymore. And then a telephone to the side. Look at this machine. Oh, you know what's that?
Maybe that's two people can listen.
Most likely people in my audience will know what this was used for. Yeah, maybe what William says. Oh, there's a drop of water dripping on the camera. It's just because it's raining inside. But I think you would somebody was talking on the phone and somebody else could listen as well. That could be a possibility, right? Wow, I've never seen something like this before. That's how young I am, everybody. Lots and lots of liquor here to the side. Red liquor. This looks like handmade liquor. Mandarin, okay. Actually, I do this a lot. I smell liquors. William is already laughing. Oh no, I'm breaking so many things in this place. Oh, I shouldn't. No, I'm gonna leave it like that. Mandarin. You always see me smelling things, right? And then we have one last built-in cabinet. But again, a lot of liquor to this side as well. Wow. And these are all broken into. Yeah, it doesn't open anymore, right? Okay. Let me take out a bottle and show you. They seem like handmade liquors as well. Well, this one has an emblem on it. Wow, that looks dirty. Oh, the rug over here. It's completely wet. That's actually through this door that we see over here. Again, the ivy growing inside of the place. Now we come into the backyard over here. Wow, the rain is still very present. Lots and lots of rain. And that leads us into another part of the house. Have you looked at this backyard? It's just crazy. You can't even walk in there anymore. We already checked out this part of the house. I believe that it was maybe another house from somebody else, but it's now completely empty. They emptied it out. There's only a kitchen left over here. It's actually not interesting at all. It's just a kitchen, very, very small kitchen. That leads us over here, because we still have an attic to show. And attics are always my favorite places of the house, but I don't know if this one is still possible. I don't think we should do this, William. Give me the camera. I can show you. This seems very, very, very unstable.
Yeah.
We should not risk our lives, right? for an attic.
I don't think there's much to see here.
No,
Maybe
me neither.
all.
Okay, there you go again. So, actually gonna end it up here. Wow, this seems so unstable. I want to thank you all for watching this video. It was a fascinating place of Mademoiselle Raymonde. Raymonde, I still don't know how to pronounce her name, but she had a wonderful life, as you can see, and we could now explore her abandoned place. So I want to thank her life, of course, and as always, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and write me a nice comment. There's also a link in the description for Patreon, and there you can support the channel and help us go around the world and film these abandoned places. So thank you all, and see you next week in another epic video. Bye bye, I love you very much.